Hello everyone, and welcome to the beginning of our next series for Medieval 2 Total War, using the Lucium Total War Mod. I think it's pronounced Lucium? I don't know. I guess it is, but I saw this mod featured on another YouTube channel called Iceni Total War, and it's got a fantastic couple Let's Plays going on that. So I thought I'd give this mod a spin, since I do love the Age of Black Powder, all the musket battles, 1800s. It's fantastic. And the fact that they've created such a diverse, unique, and interesting mod for Medieval 2, I thought, well, this is the big mod hype right now. Let's give it a try. And we'll do a bit of a spin campaign here, see how things go. I haven't played it yet. This is my first time opening it up, so we're going to be learning along the way. So it's a let's play and a let's learn, so we're going to do a single player campaign. It's the European campaign we're doing. Oh, look at that, they got a what's next thing, tells us what's happening later. But we are doing the default European campaign here, and look at all these options to pick from. Wow. Oh, these are fancy. Look at all this stuff. Britain, Prussia, Poland. They've got the faction selection sound from Empire there. That's pretty neat. The Russian Empire. Wow, look at that. It's big, isn't it? Austria. These all look pretty neat. The Electorate of Cologne. The fact you can play that is quite interesting. What's that? Wallachia. Duchy of Westphalia, pretty interesting stuff. Khalidi Emirate, wow. Fez Morocco, pretty interesting. Poland, Lithuania, indeed. The Republic of Venice, wow. Of course the Kingdom of France. You know, this Ottoman Empire, wow. This has so many options, and so many things look fantastic. But, me being me, no, oh, Spain is estimated hard. Yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Stretched out like that. But, oh, the Kazakhs. That's pretty neat. Denmark-Norway. Medium difficulty. Prussia is estimated to be quite hard. Oh, Britain is separated. Oh, that's interesting. It's got different colored regions. Oh, that's neat. See, France, that's all one. But Britain, I guess it's... Oh, okay. Weakness is low population, though. Let's do something interesting here. Let's go for Denmark-Norway. 1700. A husk of the Kalmar Union. During the 1600s, Sweden split from the Scandinavian Union and formed its own empire in the east, leaving Denmark-Norway in the dust. However, despite being surrounded by stronger powers, the Danish and the Norwegians have geographic safety, with the land bridges between the small sub-Baltic islands, Aarhus's isolation on a peninsula, and Stavanger's mountain defenses. Denmark-Norway must go on the defense if it is going to survive its warmongering, army-wielding, and union-splitting neighbors. Well, isn't that brilliant? Let's go for a hard difficulty here. Campaign rules. Let's go for short. 40 regions, including things that I can't pronounce very well, but Midtjylland, Ostlandet, Schleswig-Holstein, Malmo, Sjælland, Niedersachsen, Västergötland, Södermanland, Västermorland, Skellefteå. Eliminate the Swedish Empire. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, we're gonna have yeah, let's have no. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a no battle time limit. We don't want to see the CPU moves, and we want to manage our cities. Okay, let's give this a spin. I'm really interested in this. Let's go. Welcome to Lucium Total War. This mod takes place between 1700 and 1850, with this campaign specifically taking place in Europe and the Middle East. They are glad that we considered the mod for download and continued far enough to try it. Apparently it is the whole team's pride and joy for several years now, and they're glad it's finally at a point where people around the world are playing it. Yes, we are here. It's nice they're thanking us, and we are very pleased that they have released this for us. Welcome to Denmark-Norway. There it is. Harder economy. Oh, what's this? Lucium Total War is known for often catering more to veteran Total War players as opposed to casual players who don't share our over 2k hours in Medieval 2. One way this is made evident is through the way economic management works. As part of the 3.0 update, we added a bunch of dynamic economic scripts that significantly affect your game. Back in Lucium Europe 2.6, every nation had a set king's purse, national expense, 1k usually, and then significantly lower for the Ottomans in Spain, which allowed for reasonable expansion in economic management, similar to base game Medieval 2. This is no longer the case in Lucium Europe 3.0, due to these new economic factor scripts. Here's what will happen in your campaign if you accept or decline. If you accept, your base national expense replaces the king's purse, will be set to a base of 0, with many different factors such as whether you are at war or at peace, will lower this below 0 and negatively affect your economy overall. Oh boy. If you decline, your national expense will be increased by 1k overall from what it is now, starting on turn 2 and then onwards. The script for lowering it due to the factors will also not be enabled for your campaign, and so your economy will be much less difficult to manage, and you'll generally have an easier game. The choice is ours. Understand many find economic management difficult, not used to how the mod plays. Well, let's go ahead and decline, since this is our first time playing. I know you're probably saying, oh, well, you gotta go for the full experience. Well, I am. I've gone for a hard campaign here, so it's going to be pretty difficult on its own, is it not? Look at those graphics. That is nice. That is a really nicely done mod. Who do we have here? We have Margaret.
Your Majesty.
Ooh, look at her. That's a nice portrait. I like they've redone all this stuff. Daughter of a monarch. She is Danish. Also is Norwegian. A natural negotiator, and has a good diplomatic ability. She's 16, though. She's pretty young. I think what we should do is check our victory objectives. Should be here. Yes. So, hold 40 regions: Aarhus, Oslo, Hamburg, Malmo, Copenhagen, Bremen, Gothenburg, Stockholm, Sundsvall, Skellefteå. Okay. 640. That's planned to have it on, but okay. The Duchy of Hamburg we are at war with. Yes, it says we have to take it, so. Enemies. Minor factions. Well, that's an interesting way of doing that. We don't have any allies. I think we should probably ally the British. That is probably a good place for us to aim towards. So let's send Princess Margaret on a boat. Do we have a boat? Yes. Admiral Berger. Those are pretty neat. Let's send our navy to go pick her up.
Yes, my lord.
Come on, Margaret.
What do you require of me?
You're going to
The men will
England.
say I am bad.
As ordered.
Yay.
Anchors away.
What do we got here? The bishop. 60% Protestant. Yeah, we should probably work on that. There's a fort here. I do have a unit card submod installed, by the way. Northern Light Pikemen. Wow. Common Musketeers, 1700. Northern Home Guard Militia. Home Guard, that's pretty neat. What do we got here? King Frederick. He can recruit some Common Musketeers. Ooh, -1 for morale of troops. I don't know how good that is. That didn't sound too fantastic, though. Sweden we are neutral with. Well, I think what we're going to do at the moment is combine our forces and go for an attack on Hamburg. So let's send them all. Scandinavian Mobile Infantry. Those are neat. Where's Pikemen? Send them to our fort here. We've also got these troops. We're going to send that way as well. Copenhagen's rather upset. There you go. Attacks the higher class only. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That character there. Captain Thorkel. Ain't he saucy? We'll have him stand over here just so we can have a peek at what they possibly have. Ah, very interesting indeed. I don't know how good the AI is in this with naval invasions.
Yes.
Let's send these guys over to Oslo.
We move onward tomorrow.
Tax everyone. They're not happy. Auto manage? Construction. Public order bonus. Let's go for cultural policy in there, just to make them a bit happier. Oslo, I think we're going to have to put you on a military policy. I do believe. Copenhagen. What can we do with Copenhagen? I think we should also put them on a... You know what? I think we can actually... This is experience bonus. Let's put them on economic policy, actually. And we got Aarhus here. What can we do with that? Convert to town? Minor fortification. Oh. Convert to standard inland fortification. Okay, so that is what that does. I think what we should do with this is also put you on an economic policy. Or should we also put you on a cultural one? Let's put you on a cultural policy because you're not incredibly happy. Just to make you a little happier. Alright, I think we can also go for some recruitment here. Oh, Renaissance cannon. Neat. Do we have any cannons in our army? I don't think we don't. Oh dear. Let's actually build some. Upkeep is 250. They are quite a bit. How are we doing financially? Projected treasury total 80-90. Okay, so we're not doing too badly. Let's go for him and the Northern Home Guard Militia. Recruit some Common Musketeers there. Oslo, I'd say we probably should also recruit some stuff. Very interesting indeed. We don't have any pikemen here, so let's recruit those. How are we looking so far? 60-20 now. Yes. I think we should indeed. Let's go for the Home Guard Militia there. Just try and keep that town happy is what I'm going to do with that.
My lord.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say we're good on that. Let's see, is there anything else we can particularly do? It's now down to 57-20. I don't know, is that it? There's no Iceland in this one. Can Empire Total War. So I think that's pretty much it for us on this turn. And that's alright. See, I didn't have any agents or anything. Okay, our towns are pretty good. Alright, and then we'll take an offensive into Hamburg. Try and take them out. Minor faction neutral. Hold on. Minor faction. Oh, that's actually... Okay, minor factions are the rebels. I see how this works. Alright, let's go to the next turn. Oh, the Great Northern War. The Great Northern War has left our nation damaged but still going. We have faced Swedish armies and lost. Our forces are shattered, or scattered, well, both are the same, I guess, but still functional. If we are to survive, we must come back from our defeats and retaliate against the Swedish Empire. Strike them while they are distracted with the Russians in the east, and take what should be ours. Currently, we are at peace with Sweden, due to our recent defeats. It is, however, possible to simply intervene again, and take border provinces while Sweden is not looking. Sweden is a giant, and giants often find themselves curtailed when they have very little in the way of allies. Charles II von Habsburg is ill? Oh no! The heavily inbred Spanish Habsburg king has reportedly requested a doctor and subsequently been admitted to the Royal Madrid Hospital after years of rumors surrounding his potentially ill health due to Habsburg genetics. Could this be the end of the line for the Habsburgs in Spain? The nations of Europe wait on the edges of their seats to see what will come of this, whether he is to live or to die. Well, that is some saucy stuff, is it not? Faction announcements. Prince Charles, siege engineer. Ooh. Drill master, he's doing pretty good there. Yay! We've gotten quite a nice fair bit of recruitment up there. Financial, very nice. So, wow, that's going to cost quite a bit, isn't it? I think we were going to convert this to a town. Actually, no, we're doing okay here. Boston Chapel, naval base, countryside, roading. Yeah, roads. I'd say the roads. Let's build the roads. Market. Ooh, that's nice. Guess we don't have to worry about the roads here. Subsistence farming. Public order. That's okay. Subsistence farming. Or the market. Let's go for the farming at the moment. Oslo. Munitions production. Saucy. Engineering building. Let's go for the marketplace there. Kind of balance out what we're building. And what about here in Stavanger? Small brothel. Let's go for the farming again. That has pretty well taken up our money. I don't think we can really recruit too much. How about you? Okay, you can recruit something there, but we're not going to do that. We need more troops over here for Aarhus. Ooh, projected treasury total. That actually brings it down quite a bit. Now continue what you're doing. But don't. There you go. Wow, that's it's not the nicest money, is it? If we take you guys out, are you happy still?
Of course.
You're okay. Okay, let's bring them
My lord.
over here.
Of course. Orders, my king.
Put everybody in Oslo.
Men, march.
We have got... Yeah, it's probably these cannons that are really taking up our money. Money.
My lord.
That's alright.
Forward. Making camp here. Of
Got all
course.
these troops. We're gonna have a nice little army to take down there. That's
Yeah.
very good. Continue bringing our
Set
princess to
The
the
wind has
British
failed
people.
us, Captain.
How may I serve?
Keep this guy here
you wish.
just so we can have a view. What happened? Interesting.
Of course, my lord.
Oh, he's on the bridge. That's what that is.
On my way.
Trying to get
Of
a
course.
bit of view, but I guess we can't get too much. That's 193 now. Let's see. Is there actually anything we can get
Yes.
rid of? Common musketeers. Guard militia. I guess we can get rid of this
Orders,
home
my
guard
king.
militia, actually.
Yes,
That's helping us a bit there.
my lord.
This one
Yes.
as well, I think. Expand you. That's helping us a bit. I'd prefer having the
Orders, my king.
musketeers
If there was a path
over
here,
the
it is
home guard
gone, lord.
militia anyway.
Go onward tomorrow.
Free upkeep while garrisoned. That's why. They're basically purely garrison troops.
My lord.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So we
Yes.
won't really
My lord.
build up too much of that. I see what it is. It's just basically purely garrison troops. Well, okay. But we'll go into the next turn. St. Petersburg is founded. Along the banks of the Neva River, a new city has been founded by Peter the Great, Tsar of Russia. There it is. From its humble beginnings in the 1600s as a Swedish fort, Peter hopes for it to become a great port city and the foundations to put Russia on the European stage as a great power. Will his plans come to fruition, or will they crumble and fall into obscurity? New mission. Send emissary. There are foreigners almost at our very gates, and we know very little of them. The council suggests you send an emissary to the faction and initiate diplomatic relations. Swedish Empire. The Scandinavians united? Scandinavia as a whole has been in almost constant decline since the collapse of the Kalmar Union just over 3 centuries ago, with the 2 successor states of Denmark, Norway, and Sweden claiming the rest of the region ever since. Neither, however, ever being able to secure the entirety of it for themselves, however hard they try and however many wars they engage themselves in. This has begun to change in the last half a century, though, with the Swedish Empire being on the rise. Their military has expanded enormously, and if the trend continues, it'll continue growing till it has the largest professional army in the region. Having now reached a point where the army supersedes the government, with the king and his army basically solely running Sweden. With the Great Northern War raging on, Denmark-Norway is in an awkward position, both diplomatically and economically. It could use the Swedish being distracted as an opportunity to expand and seize as much land that is culturally Scandinavian as possible, before the Swedish can turn their armies around and become the dominant power not only on the Baltic, but in the entirety of the North Sea. A Scandinavian empire is within Denmark-Norway's reach. All it has to do is to make sure Sweden is gone before they can put up too much of a fight. A fight that we might not win. To form the Scandinavian Empire, you will need to hold all of Sweden's starting territory, excluding Riga, as well as the regions of... But what is that? Petrozavodsk, i.e. Karelia, starts Russian. Hamburg, we have to get that. This also includes all your starting territory. Maybe you should screenshot this or write it down somewhere because we won't give you this information again. Well, so to form the Scandinavian Empire, it's actually quite neat that we can form something in this. So let's write that down. So we need... Okay. That's saucy that they actually allow you to do such a thing. I like that. Okay. Sweden. Oh, Spanish succession crisis. I hope it's not something happening here. Charles II von Habsburg of the Spanish Empire has died. Well, I guess his genetics got the better of him. Upon the end of a grand funeral procession and the shedding of many a noble tear, the question of succession came up among the Spanish noblemen and dignitaries present. The country subsequently fell into brief civil war and international crisis. Austria proclaiming that it was their right to have the throne for themselves, as they are Habsburgs also, against the French who, wanting to have a potential personal union with Spain in the future through their ideal choice for heir Philip of Anjou, faced off against Austria, with Britain and the Dutch seeking mediation between the two sides. This crisis was ended only by the arrival of Charles's chosen heir to Spain. Being a French royal and grandson of the King of France, the British and Dutch managed to mediate an arrangement where he is allowed to take the throne, but him and his descendants are barred from the line of succession in France, something which the Austrians could reluctantly agree to. This move away from the Habsburg line in Spain, however, has obviously infuriated the Austrian Habsburgs, and they have therefore broken off ties with the Spanish. After all this turmoil, the Spanish coffers are close to empty, and Spanish holdings across Europe are experiencing unprecedented instability. Spain's crumbling economy surely cannot afford to keep all their colonial territory, right? Surrounding nations watch on like vultures onto a bloated corpse, looking to seize any land that might happen to become independent. For now the world mourns the death of Charles II. Well, isn't that saucy? The Spanish and Austrians have a dead alliance. Things are quite interesting, are they not? So they did want us to send an envoy. So we're going to recruit him and send him over to Malmo. Wow, Sweden's forces are quite small. Just 2 garrisons. Who the hell are you? Minor faction? Where did you people come from? I don't see. Okay. Very interesting. Captain Skapti. We might have a little battle. But I do believe it is next turn. Swedish bishop. Screw him. Okay. Send this army to Hamburg. We more than easily outnumber it. With King Frederick. Why are you looking down at the ground? Silly guy. Okay. Money is becoming saucy. We are quite little on it. But we will not worry. But this does bring us to the end of the episode here. Unfortunately, we are about to have some interesting battles, but we will come back in part 2 very quickly here so that we can take our hand to the enemies. Once again, if you would like to, please subscribe. It definitely helps grow the channel and gets the name out there. Also, if you'd wish to, leave a like if you like the content. Lets me know you're enjoying a series. And also leave a comment. Maybe give some tips or suggestions if you have played the Lucium Total War Mod, and I will be able to implement them. Thank you very much. Ta-ta.